Well, hello, everyone.
That was a quick snap transition, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Here we are for the post show. As you can see, I am not Josh. My name is Perry Hostetler.
You're not?
I'm not Josh.
Who would have thought?
Josh is not here because they had a baby.
And we're also talking about fun. You're way more fun than Josh is.
True.
Absolutely. We all know this.
Love you,
Right?
Josh.
So I'm here filling in for Josh as the host today, and we have Elizabeth, Tanner, who's back from school, and of course Andy as well here. And so we're going to be talking about today's service. But before we do, let's have a fun question.
Okay.
Since the service was all about fun,
Yeah.
what do you like to do for fun?
Ooh.
Who wants to go first?
I like to.
Send reels about farting.
Andy does that. Andy sends me lots.
That's
of
what we've been
photos.
doing all week. I'm like, check out these babies farting.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I don't know. I like to make Dave dance. TikTok,
It is lots of fun.
Instagram.
Those
There's
are
a
fun.
really good one this week
Oh,
about Jesus being our friend.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that because
Yeah.
that's from like a old YouTube video that's
Sing it,
like
Perry.
super old. Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Oh man, it just goes on and on.
And on and
It's
on.
So
It
good.
never
We could
stops.
just keep
Yeah.
going. That could be the whole.
Oh, it
post
could be
show.
the whole
It
poster
would be
because
so
it's so much fun. Yeah.
What about you, Perry?
Man, I like to play games, and I like sports.
Yeah.
Those are probably my two favorite things to do for fun. I like just being around other people and talking, having discussions.
Sure.
I like going outside and doing hikes and, just enjoying and relaxing. I love going to the beach. I just like having lots of different types of fun.
You
Nice.
just
Yes.
have fun anywhere.
So much fun.
Wow. Are you really competitive when you play games?
Yes. Yes. The
Why do you think
purpose
Perry and
to
I get
play a
along so
game-
well?
Perry
The purpose of playing a
competitive? No
game
way.
is to try to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the purposes. The main purpose. And there's an objective to
Yeah.
the game that is to win.
Yes.
What's your favorite game?
That's a toughie. Probably Settlers of Catan.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Have you ever played that with my dad?
I haven't yet.
Really?
Which is crazy.
That's like his favorite game.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I don't
Nice.
understand it.
I mean, it's
I'm not smart.
you know what? We can teach you
Yeah, we
sometime.
can
Yeah.
teach you.
So Tanner,
I'm
what do you
Next
think?
big.
post
I
show.
still don't get it.
I'm a lot like Perry. I like to play games. I like to be around people, hiking. We got to say that because we go to church with Dave.
I don't hike. I think Dave can take a hike. It's fun.
But pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you, Andy?
I like to go to movies. Mm-hmm. I like to read comic books. I like a lot of. See, you guys are like, I like to be around people. I'm like, I love people, but apparently when I have fun, it's like, no. I like to go to Comic Cons with friends, Steve and Justin and others.
Whoa. You
We're
don't like
still
to
waiting for you.
dress up for him, though.
I don't put as much effort into as your dad.
Lame.
No. Yeah, I am lame. I don't mind being lame. I tell
yeah,
Steve
he won't
whenever
even
he
shave his beard.
I
for a
was just
character
about to
in
say
Comic-Con.
whenever. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no,
I can't imagine Andy.
You
without
don't
beard.
want it. It
It'd
doesn't
be
look
Beards
scary.
grow back.
not as fast as you think sometimes, or it might be patchy. I don't want to risk it, Perry. No,
What do you do? Just
Lame.
a stash?
no,
Why not?
because I don't have a van with painted over windows that go with it.
I think you look so cool with just a stash.
But yeah, but
That
fun-
would be pretty fun.
I like to go watch sports. I like to play sports. I'm very competitive. That's why if you and I are ever on a team, watch out. Perry and I will
Yeah.
do everything we can to win.
Yeah.
With inside the realm of the rules,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I don't do. I don't cheat.
Nope.
No.
I just
Really?
play as hard as
Yeah,
He
really.
plays all the way to the edge of the rules.
I play to the rules, and I try to make sure that everyone else is doing the same thing.
Me
This
too.
is true because you get really bossy at youth groups sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you are cheating. Get to the back of the line.
Or, hey, don't hang on the ropes, guys. And then they proceed to hang on the ropes and they get mad when we call them out on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. Yeah. So lots of fun. All right, let's get to some more serious stuff. Maybe not. What's your biggest takeaway from today's service? Could be the message. Could be the music. Could be anything.
I liked when Dave talked about how a lot of people could see like, oh well, Jesus was so serious. Like that was like his whole point was to come here and like be serious and save people and like that was pretty much it. But to just be like, no, Jesus had fun. So like you're allowed to have fun. It was just cool.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, yeah.
That makes sense. How about you guys?
There's a part of me that was almost upset that he said we should pencil in fun, because I'm like, people should know this stuff, but sometimes you just get so caught up in life
Yeah.
and caught up in worrying about other stuff that, yeah, you forget fun is equally important, and God's put things in your life to make it fun and take advantage of those.
I think towards the end with the challenge, maybe like making fun in unfun situations is kind of a really big, important thing, because there are a lot of stressful situations in life, and just taking a moment to have some enjoyment in that is a big to getting through those moments.
I do that at work every single meeting. I'm like, we're going to have fun at this meeting. I don't care what the topic is. I'm going to make somebody laugh. And
Yeah, how many of us have ever been in meetings that are just such a drag all the time, and you're just like, how can I get out of here? I know here at the church, it's like the first 30 minutes are always just us goofing around and being sarcastic. When Elizabeth is there, she makes us do TikTok videos and things like that. But, we just have a lot of fun. So it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I can't imagine working in an environment where you just never have any fun.
ugh, I
But I think a lot of people work in those types of environments.
Yeah.
think so.
That's why people hate their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start having fun at work. Put
Agreed.
a whoopee cushion under somebody's seat. Just see what happens. Put it under your own seat. Who cares? Then nobody get mad at you.
So speaking of fun and whoopee cushions, last night I was playing Settlers of Catan with my
yes.
boys,
Okay.
and my youngest son. Well, Mike ended up winning. He's my third son, but my youngest son, for some reason, I got up to go. I don't know, get a drink or something. And he decided to put his little pieces, there's these wooden pieces in the game, on my chair. And then I sat on him, and
way.
he just busted up laughing like he had just done the greatest thing known to man.
way.
And
That's so funny.
And what made me laugh was just how funny he thought it was. And I was like, well, it didn't hurt. It didn't, but he just thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. It was
I
fantastic.
can just picture it. He's like, well, I'm not going to win this one. Let's mess with Dad.
Oh, and he was losing at that point. Yeah,
so
badly. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Well, my biggest takeaway, I think, was with yours, Elizabeth, where it's just like, yeah, Jesus had fun. We're allowed to have fun. I think a lot of people take themselves too seriously, and they don't give themselves permission to have fun, and they
Yeah.
just fill their schedules with all the serious stuff. And it's like, the only thing I have time for is work, and work can't be fun, and I've got to stay focused and driven. But Jesus, he had so much fun that they called him a drunk, and a glutton, and all those kind of things. And obviously, he wasn't a glutton or a drunk, but he was having so much fun that people were spreading that rumor. We worship a God that loves to have fun.
Yeah.
I love that. So,
I mean, he made the platypus, for crying out loud.
yeah,
He loves to have fun.
yeah, exactly.
Look at
And
that
the
thing.
giraffe,
And the giraffe, yeah.
the elephant.
Tons of, yeah.
There's so many weird animals.
I guarantee he was like, that's a good one. Throughout all of history, they're going to laugh at the platypus. I guarantee. Yep. See,
These people are going to try to figure it all out. They're going to be like,
Oh, that's so
yeah,
funny.
mammals have live births. Enter the platypus.
Enter the platypus.
Fur, bill, eggs. Good luck. So, yeah, so much fun.
Wow.
So much fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe this will be more serious. Explain a time when you were in the flow of fun so much that you lost track of time.
I will. Comic-Con. Last time Steve and I went, we walked around. We brought Skylar with us. This is one of the times we didn't dress up or anything, but we were specifically going from booth to booth looking for certain types of like comics or certain this and that. We literally did not look at our phones and we were like, because show started at like 11. Mm-hmm. And when we picked our phone, it was almost 5 o'clock. And we had walked around once. And I was just like, whoa, it's just weird because there's no clocks in there. It's like you're in Vegas when you're in a Comic-Con. There's no clocks or anything, even though there's so many things happening at certain times. But it was one of those things where I'm like, I didn't feel the need to pick up my phone. We were talking while we were, searching through stuff and pointing things out. And just literally hours went by without anything. So that was the last time I really lost track of time.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. How about you guys?
Just this past week, I went to an Orioles game in Baltimore, and the like the innings got over like so quickly. We got to the end of the game, like, oh, it's already over, and I was like, okay, but just being there to have that with friends and watch that event. Sometimes you just, when you're not looking at your phone, like Andy said, you lose track of all the time that's going by.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens also a lot if you like go on a vacation. Because I feel like days always go so much faster if you're like on a vacation, just like having fun, not doing anything. You're like, oh, okay, it's the end of the day. Got it, great. And the week's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And now I need a vacation from my vacation.
yeah. I feel like those, like anytime, like I went to Colorado to visit one of my best friends last year, and I was there for 10 days and it went by so fast. It was very crazy. But yeah.
Do you think it has more to do with what you're doing or who you're doing it with?
Ooh.
I
For
think
me,
it's
it's
both.
more people. Like,
Yeah.
I can have fun with anyone, really, but if I'm by myself, like, it's not as fun to just... Like, going to an Orioles game by myself wouldn't have been as fun for me.
Right? Wow. I'm watching the Orioles play.
I think your brother Austin would be fine with that.
Oh,
Oh, Austin would love that.
Yeah.
Take him at a Loons game. He's great. He's good.
Yeah, but he's truly not alone. He knows the bus
Yeah.
driver.
Oh my
he
God.
knows
He
the
knows
chef. He
everyone.
knows
He knows
everybody. Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Elizabeth's brother Austin goes to all of the Loons minor league baseball games
As many as he can, yeah.
as he possibly can, and it's like he's made it a point to build relationships with all the people there. So
He's almost like a honorary team member or captain
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Everybody there
it's,
knows.
it's super. It's
pretty cool.
It's kind of weird.
It's
but
weird but
super
funny.
cool too. Yeah. So for me, it's probably more to do with the people that I'm around. Although there are some pretty, boring things that you could do. It doesn't really matter who you're with, but it at least is more fun with the right people
Yeah.
than it would be with others.
True.
But yeah, having people. Dave mentioned that in the message, right? He gets to the top of the mountain and there's no one there to celebrate it with him, and it's just not as fulfilling. It's so much more fun to celebrate with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you go with that person who's like, you go and you accomplish this amazing thing, or you do this awesome thing, and they're like, yeah, that kind of sucks.
The person you want to push off the mountain.
Well, that wasn't very much fun. But yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, look at every year Reverb for youth group. The thought of staying up all night long is kind of daunting. You're like, do I really want to do this? But then I'm hanging out with you, Adam, you occasionally, but
Wow.
but all of our leaders, we get together, we all have fun, we keep each other going, and then by the time we get back at 6, I almost feel more awake sometimes. So it's pretty crazy. Well, it's people for me.
It is interesting after an all-nighter like that, and I get home and I'm like, okay, I'm doing okay. And then about 15 minutes later, the adrenaline goes away, and I am out for the rest of the day.
Or if I sit down, if I get home and start washing dishes, I'll be like, I'm okay. And then as soon as I stop, I'm just like,
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think this one is a little bit more
Whoa,
serious.
that's a lot of words.
All right. So Dave suggested that in order to have true fun, we have to give ourselves permission, find our fun, and make space for fun. Which of these is your greatest obstacle to experiencing true fun? Man, I guess I will start.
Okay.
All right. And so for me, making space for fun sometimes can be the greatest obstacle, because I always want to have fun, but there are just some days where it's just difficult to do so. It's like, man, everything is just packed and there's so much going on. And a lot of times for me, it's not really my own expectations. It's outside expectations where, hey, there's all this stuff that's got to get done and you got to do this and you got to do that. And then it's like, man, I got to get this stuff done because otherwise this person's going to be unhappy with me, or there's a deadline that I didn't necessarily create, but it's there. And so then the fun gets sucked out because I'm focused so much on just getting the task done. What about you guys?
I mean, for me, it's kind of a mixture of giving myself permission to have fun and then making space for fun, because I don't make space for fun because I don't give myself permission to have fun. But it's just, sometimes it's difficult when, like Perry said, you have tasks you got to finish and you're like, I got to do that. But also there's a certain level of, like, I'm in grad school right now, so there's an expectation of having to perform at a certain level, so you got to always be at that level. So I can't give myself permission to go away and take a break from those studying or that expertise in my field and instead have fun.
You know, sometimes it's when you're in the middle of that kind of stuff, it's giving yourself permission to have fun while you do it, even.
Yeah.
Right? But that, man, again, that can be difficult sometimes when you got people looking over your shoulder and they're trying to, oh, is Tanner any good at this? What kind of grade should we give Tanner? Well, you two. Any obstacles to fun? Maybe there's a different one that Dave didn't say.
No, I think I'm kind of with you, the making space. I have no problem giving myself permission to have fun.
Me neither.
I know what my fun is. It's just sometimes there's certain things or, like just get in the way, like you said, or we had something planned before and now the fun comes up and it's like, how do I then make what we had planned equally as fun as what I would, this different type of fun that I might like. So just kind of that, making space.
Can you think of anything, Elizabeth? Or is there maybe
know.
something else that holds you back from having fun sometimes?
I don't know. I like to have fun.
She's always having fun.
I know. I feel like
You're just so fun
Majority
that
of the
things
time I
don't
do have
hold you
fun.
back.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if I get in my head about so I don't know where that would lie in any of these, if it would, but I feel like sometimes I get in my head, I'm like, oh, I have all these things to do. I just get in my head about I don't know, weird, stupid things to where then I'm just thinking about that.
No, I get that because
Yeah.
sometimes you can get in your head and be like, all right, I'm having fun, but I
Yeah.
should be doing this. And then you
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
punish yourself for having fun. And then
Yeah.
that takes the fun out of
The
it.
heck?
I get what you're saying.
Thanks, Andy.
No problem, pal.
Well, you're just such a fun person.
Thanks, Barry.
Yeah.
You're so fun.
Well, our iPad definitely disconnected, so
Okay.
we're not going to be able to use that anymore.
Cool.
But
Did it
anyway, with that said, is there anything that you see maybe in the lives of other people that hold them back from having fun?
Oh,
Whether it be one of these things, or I'm really more interested in maybe something different.
I think what I see is, you alluded to it earlier, was taking themselves so seriously or focusing on work because work yield, because sometimes to have certain type of fun, you have to have a certain amount of money. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes people get too focused on having the money versus using it to then have the fun or allowing themselves, because you get so driven and focused on
Yeah.
that aspect that why you're doing it goes away. I've seen that many times in people where I'm like, dude, God, relax, have fun. And they're just like, oh, yeah, work this, work that. Or sometimes you get, and some people like doing stuff around the house as fun or this or that. And sometimes they can get so caught up in that. It's like, I'll have fun after I'm done with this. And I'm like, there's always going to be another weed
Yeah.
pop. You're going to have to let some of those weeds go and have fun. Because my dad will walk in, if we're walking in from carrying groceries, he'll see, oh. And I'm just like, Dad, relax. Sometimes, so stuff like that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I think piggybacking on that, it's the people who get so focused on building their money and wealth so that they can have fun in the future. A lot of times they've done that for so long that they've been focused on building all this that they forget what they were building it for. And so it kind of goes back to giving yourself permission. They just never get to the stage where they're like, okay, I can have fun now.
Right.
And it's I got to still grind.
Sure.
And you may have missed the time to have fun because certain things you can do at certain age. I hate to say it. Sometimes you might, when you're older, you might not want to go hiking as much or
Sure.
climbing a mountain because the person you're with might push you off.
Absolutely. Elizabeth, any final word?
Oh,
I already moved my microphone. I don't know.
Okay. That's good.
No.
We'll have fun leading worship.
yes. Have fun
Well-
singing.
See ya. Yeah, sometimes there's folks who are just so worried about everything else around them that they don't have space for fun.
Yeah.
It's like the anxiety levels and the stress. Dave mentioned at the very beginning that fun reduces stress. Well, stress also pushes out fun.
Yep.
And the more stressed you are, the less fun it seems like you're able to have. It just seems like it's a fun sucker.
Yeah.
It just gets rid of it. And it's also harder for the people around someone who's extremely stressed or extremely anxious or worried about things. And so there's a lot of things that hold us back from that.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, do we have any other questions on there that you can see?
No.
All right. Good to see. before we close things up, is there anything else that you guys wanted to say about fun or this message?
I want to say that I'm happy to be part of a church that has fun.
Yes.
I mean, pre-show, fun. Post-show, a little more serious because we're talking about a message, but we still have fun while we're doing it. Fun throughout the week. Like, it's nice to see a church that's putting what the Bible says into. Because if you read the Bible, there's a lot of fun stories in there, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
absolutely.
parties. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens
Yeah.
that we always tend to focus on the more serious side of things. And I like a church that can be serious, but also be fun as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like a lot of times we get so focused on development and growth when we're approaching church and religion and small groups that we forget that we got to have fun too. And that's how Dave said, that's how we build the relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is something that is unique, maybe not completely unique to our church, but it is a unique quality that we have maybe compared to some other churches. We really do try to have fun. We're intentional about that. And we try to do either activities, periodically throughout the year to have some fun. Like we got the Labor Day party coming up towards the end of the summer. And, we just did the baptism thing, but also even on just the regular days.
Yeah.
The pre-show is a great example of that because it's always super fun and just weird, goofy questions. And, there's almost always a little bit of humor in all the messages. But so we try to balance that seriousness with fun and things like that. So I completely agree with you guys. I love that part of what we do here. It seems like we have a lot of really fun people. And I talk with some folks who, when they hear like some of the stuff we do, they're like, but that's a church?
Yeah.
I've
I've been asked, people go, you can do that at church? I'm like, yeah.
What?
We're called to do life together, and life can be fun.
Exactly. It's supposed
It's
to be
supposed
fun.
to be fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun when it is,
Yeah.
obviously.
It's way more fun when it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, we just try to do that here. And so hopefully you guys have had fun watching this post show and being a part of it. Put any of your own thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about today's message or anything we talked about today, please submit those questions to us. You can do it through the Connect card. You can do it through our app or our website. And we will try to get to those questions as soon as possible in our midweek Q&A, which happens on Wednesdays. And we try to get to as many of those as we can and kind of group them together based on topic and things like that. And even at the Q&A, which is a little bit more serious, we try to have some fun
You definitely
doing that as well. And so thank you all so much for tuning in today. We love you guys, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week. We'll see you later.